Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, the Head, and of course this is the Baseball Head too, and I need you to subscribe and like this video. So here we go, we got a bunch of trade rumors for you. I hope you like that. A lot of stuff going on, believe it or not, even though we're in the dog days of August. For some teams it means something, for some others nothing. It's from Fanside. Hey, we'll start with the Cardinals. I know you're all interested in the Cardinals. Cardinals trade target has dominant start. In that same Bleacher Report article, Reimer listed Logan Gilbert as another likely trade candidate. Gilbert, who the Cardinals were interested in near the trade deadline, had his best start of the season on Tuesday night. Gilbert threw 7 innings of scoreless baseball, striking out 12 in the process. Gilbert became just the second Mariner to strike out 12 batters, give up no runs, and walk no batters, joining Felix Hernandez. Quote, I think it's just a lot of practice and good execution, just everything coming together, Gilbert said. It doesn't always turn out like this, but when it does, it's pretty fun. And a game like that, too, it's a close game. Every pitch matters. Gilbert credited the defense behind him for making some incredible plays, which included Julio Rodriguez's home run robbery of Fernando Tatis Jr. If the Mariners keep playing like this and Gilbert continues to pitch this well, it's tough to see them parting ways with him anytime soon. He's under contract until 2027. Why trade him? Seattle plans on contending. Fansided's Scott Rogust outlined the Cardinals' persistent interest in him, which started in early July. Derek Gold of the St. Louis Post-Dispatch wrote this on July 14th, that Gilbert is of interest to the Cardinals, but stressed that it's unclear what the Mariners would command in exchange. Probably a big package. From the Munchkin, Ken Rosenthal of The Athletic mentioned in a column ahead of the trade deadline that the Cardinals and Mariners match up in terms of St. Louis's need for a young starting pitcher. But Rosenthal notes that to get Gilbert, a trade package would have to start with promising young outfielder Lars Nootbaar. The odds of a trade happening are slim to none at the moment, despite the Cardinals' need for young pitching. Let's talk about the Reds a little bit. The Reds sort of been playing kind of sort of starting to fade. But there is an interesting trade rumor for the Reds. Again from Fanside, could the Reds trade for Dylan Cease? Prior to the MLB trade deadline, the Cincinnati Reds were one of several teams interested in White Sox ace Dylan Cease. Chicago's price tag was too high in the end, but if the deadline was any indication, they would shop Cease again in the offseason. Bleacher Report's Zachary Reimer listed Cease as one of the most likely players to be dealt this offseason and listed the Reds as a possible destination. Quote, that Cease ended up going nowhere isn't surprising. The White Sox would have rightfully put a high price on him, and other teams rightfully would have balked at paying it. He has, after all, seen his ERA more than double from a 2.2 mark he posted in 2022. Still, one can imagine interest in Cease will pick back up again this winter. Teams that need pitching but can't afford the open market's best arms, looking at you, Reds, could see him as a huge upside play over the next 2 years. Prior to the trade deadline, Fanside also linked Cease to the Reds in a trade package which landed Chicago 3 out of Cincinnati's top 11 prospects. That mock trade also included Kendall Graveman, so the return could be slightly less intimidating this time around from the Reds' perspective. Because Cease is coming off a subpar year for his standards, his price tag should come down quite a bit. However, Cease has more than 1 year left on his deal, which also gives any team which acquires him guarantee that he'll be around for more than one postseason run. And finally in this video, let's talk about a Mets prospect. Mets asked Ronnie Mauricio to switch positions again. New York Mets prospect Ronnie Mauricio is essentially positionless. A shortstop by trade, Mauricio doesn't have a clear path in the major leagues thanks to Francisco Lindor, so New York has been experimenting with the young prospect at various positions. Left field was a thought for a time, and though Mauricio adapted well there, by no means was he a sure bet in a corner outfield spot. Third base is the Mets' latest attempt to find a regular position for Mauricio, despite already having Brett Beatty and Mark Vientos, 2 fellow prospects, who play the same position. Beatty was recently sent down in the midst of a killer slump, and he could be asked to move positions as well. Vientos started for New York with Beatty out. Questions persist about Mauricio as he has struggled of late. He'll need to succeed at AAA Syracuse if he wants a call to the big leagues this season. John Heyman of the New York Post outlined Mauricio's struggles quite well. Quote, Mauricio entering Friday was hitting .230 with a .745 OPS over his last 100 plate appearances. And many seasons that might be enough for a glass half full outlook. But it doesn't pass muster in a year of AAA offensive explosion. Also, Mauricio's strikeout rate over those 100 plate appearances was 25%. But the first 3 months of the season, he was at 16%. Adding some questions about his defense, and it's easy to understand why the Mets might be cautious. If third base isn't the answer, we're not sure what is. I don't know what the answer is either. Because, quite frankly, Brett Beatty has not played. He did not play well. That's why he got sent down. It wasn't like a situation where he played well offensively, didn't play well defensively. His entire game was terrible. Vientos, the Mets were very much stubborn about, getting him in the lineup every day early in the season. They had to send him back down. He came back up. He's hitting, but he's not a good third baseman either defensively. His offense is still, the question is still out there on how good he's going to be offensively. But defensively, he's not very good either. So the Mets are kind of in a quandary right here. They have a big question mark there at third base, quite frankly. And Mauricio can't figure it out at third. I don't know where they're going to go with him, to be honest with you. Because even though the article said that he didn't have a problem in left field, there were questions about him in left field and in second base. He could play shortstop, but he's too big for that. He's outgrown the position. Well, anyway, let me know what you think about this video. Of course, please subscribe to the Baseball HUD 2. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.